Welcome to the third vlog of this house, and this video is going to be pretty long, but the reason for that is because some people said they were interested in seeing how I designed the house, and so I'm going to record myself doing most of it, and you could watch. And so I'll be explaining what I do as well. So I have a program here, it's free, it's called Google SketchUp. You could buy it for a couple $100s, but this is the free version, and there's plenty of features. So I'll be using that to make a 2D model. I won't be making a 3D model with it, but I'll make the floor plan, and then what I'll do is I'll hit view when I'm done, and then I could look at it from directly, or camera actually, and then I could look at it from directly above, and that's how I get my floor plan. So what I did, I finished, in the last episode I was just working on the floor plans. I actually finished them without the measurements. Let me find it here. There's the first story. I'll just quick show you what I did. Two-story family room. I left the bathroom in here. I decided to make this a two-story foyer. I just made it really basic. There's a big kind of a mudroom here. I extended the kitchen over. Screens and porch. I got rid of that fireplace. Didn't do anything with the garage. And so really that's it. I got rid of a few other things. Added some windows over here, but you saw that. And then upstairs I made quite a few changes. Here's where the electrical will be in the attic. And this will be like a loft up here because this will be downstairs and this will be downstairs. Master bedroom here, kind of a weird shape. Master bath and a walk-in closet. The laundry room, which has a window. Bedroom here, bedroom here. Alright, so what I did first, because now we're going to be getting the measurements. This is the part where we find the actual measurements. So what I did is I made a separate image, because now we do have some measurements, and this is going to come in handy. If we look at the original floor plan, it says that this is 63 feet and 10 inches from the very tip of this to the corner of this garage. So the whole thing is 63 feet 10 inches. From the corner right here to the corner here is 98 feet. So that's important information. So I went ahead and I made an image and I cropped it from here to here. This is so the whole picture is 98 feet long and 68 feet 10 inches tall. Alright, I just cropped it to where I said the measurements were. I then took those measurements and I used a little formula and I turned them into the scale into inches. Now here's my scale, or here's how I do this. I'm going to quickly explain my own little way of doing this. To find out the scale, now we know these are going to be 9-foot ceilings, at least on the bottom, 9-foot ceilings, and so obviously a 9-foot long wall would be as long as the ceiling is high, because the ceiling is 9 feet high. So a room that has 9-foot long walls would be a square, pretty much. All right. And so what I did was I took the length of the actual wall. You're going to turn that into inches. So times this by 12, add 10, so you get 766. And then divide it by 24, and that's how many inches. Alright. Now for this it was a little bit more simple because it's just 98 feet and 0 inches. And so it would be stupid to times it by 12 and then divide by 24. So I just divided by 12 and got 4.1. That's not right. Oh, sorry, you just divided by 2. Huh. Didn't even realize I made a mistake there. So you get 49. That's the same as doing 98 times 12 divided by 24. 49. So that's 49 inches in real life. And actually I didn't even explain how I did that. Okay, so the length of a stick is 4.5 inches, 4.5 inches. Alright? And the length, or the ceiling height is 9 feet. 9 is twice of 4.5. It doesn't matter that we're dealing with inches and feet. All that matters is that 9 is 2 times 4.5. And so all we need to do is cut the length of the real wall in half and then convert it to inches. And that's the length of our model wall. So let's get started. So I went ahead and now I know our measurements for the outside. And here's where that comes in handy. I'm going to go ahead and hit import, and we're going to find that little picture I made. I saved it as a JPEG. I hope I did not. Sorry about that. So I need to make sure it's saved as a JPEG. And now we'll try this again. Go into here, we're going to import it, and this is going to be our base picture. I've never done this before, but it's a good idea. So the heck? Oh, there, okay. Alright, so now we have it loaded in. So we need to put it where it needs to go. I'm just going to put it here in the corner. And now we need to choose the size of it. And this is where this comes in handy. So height. Now it's going to be small. We're just going to need to zoom way in when we work on this. Is going to be how many inches? Oh god. So now is where it gets confusing. So 31.9 inches, and we need to figure. Alright, so my bad. I had to do a little off-camera thing. So I can't have this in just inches. I need to, because down here it's in this format, so I needed to turn it into this. So, oops. So basically, the house is going to be, the real life house is going to be 2 feet 8 inches wide, and then the depth going back is going to be 4 foot 1 inch. However, it's really not going to be that big because that's from the point of the garage to the back, and so it's going to be kind of weird. So anyway, height. So that's okay. So I got the measurements right now. Let me just double check. So it should be from here to here. It's 2 foot 8 inches, and if this is right, it should be about 4 foot 1 inch. It might be a little off. 4 foot 1 1/16. You can't get any better than that. Technically you can, but I'm good enough with that. So that's our floor plan. However, we need to draw the walls on it. And now I'm going to go ahead and move the camera so it's on top. Now everything's nice and square. And so we're going to have to do some zooming in here. So I'm going to go to the corner, and we're going to draw a line down that wall. So basically we're just outlining it. And once we've outlined the entire house, then we could go ahead and get rid of the image in the background and then just focus on everything else. And notice I'm not making it perfect. There are some things I am making perfect, like how this should be a straight across line where these corners are. But most things, it doesn't need to be exactly with the plan. And so we go to the corner. So I'm going to go ahead and speed this part up. Alright, so I got the basic outline of the house. And as you can see, it filled in with gray, and we don't want that. So I'm going to go ahead and just erase those parts. But we still have our lines here. And now we can do the inside. And you may be wondering why I didn't fill in the inside walls. Well, I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Alright, so I finished that part. And what I'm going to do now is get rid of the picture. And now we're left with our blueprint. Yay. Alright, and so it's pretty awesome. Now we can see how long walls are. So this front wall is going to be 6.5 inches. This front wall It's going to be 6 and 9/16. So now we know the scale to build everything by. And then when I build the foundation, I could just go by these outside edges. And I'll show you how I get all the measurements and put them on there in just a second. But for something like this, now when I drew the fireplace in here, I didn't like measure it or anything, so I didn't want to like trace over it. So we can see this is the midpoint, so we'll bring that out. I'll probably make this come out, ooh, how much? 1.5 inches maybe, 1 inch. But other than that, like when I go to do the windows, I know where the windows are. I will choose the width and the height of the windows as I build them. Alright, so I don't have to like worry about that at this point. So yeah. Alright, so that's our first story, and the second story is a little bit different. I'm gonna kind of be custom drawing that. I'm not gonna do it to the same scale as the picture. And how I'll do that is I'll save a new file. It's hard to type like this. Second story. And I'll have in the background this picture open. And then I could just use this as a reference. So that's pretty much the floor plan. Now what I do to draw the measurements on there is I'll right click entity info and it'll tell me how long each wall is. I'll do that for every wall, and then I'll go ahead and take a screenshot of this, load it into Paint, and then I'll just type in all the measurements on the side so I know what to build. Alright, so thanks for watching, and in the next video I will, I don't know, be doing other stuff. So see ya.